So some of this information I have is very preliminary because we're still trying to gather information on exactly how many people were struck by gunfire. Right now, what I can tell you is we have 9 people that we know of that were struck with gunfire, originating likely from this scene here. But we did have another shooting somewhere else in the central business section where we had 2 other individuals shot. So with the officers that we had on scene here, we had an active shooting they witnessed. Right now, we have 1 Cincinnati police officer that discharged 1 round, and we do not know if that officer struck the individual that he was firing the gun at. What I can tell you is that the individual that he fired at was actively shooting the firearm at that time. He fled the scene. The suspect that was firing the gun fled the scene. You can see right behind me, this is a very large scene, so it's going to take a long time for us to process this with criminalistics. So the criminal investigation section doing that side of the house. We also have the internal investigation section and the Citizen Complaint Authority that will do parallel investigations regarding the shot fired by the officer. But it is a little unusual when we do not know for certainty whether the individual that the officer fired at was struck or not.
Is that suspect in custody at this point?
No, that the suspect that we fired the shot at fled the scene. If we had him in custody, we'd be able to determine if he was struck.
Do we know what the description of that suspect is for people at home?
It's just a very vague description. Right now, all we could tell is a white shirt, dark pants. That's it.
Have any of the 9 people who were shot, have any of them died?
No, from my understanding, calls to the hospital is that nobody is in critical condition, and most of those injuries are lower extremity injuries. So we did have officers that were trying to apply tourniquets at the scene. There was a very large crowd that started encroaching on those officers. We had a civil disturbance response team here. We needed to clear that crowd out of here so we could get EMS here to treat gunshot victims. So we did deploy what's called some bang balls. We deployed 2 bang balls to disperse that crowd. Those are not aimed at anyone. Those are rolled into the street. And it's a percussion instrument, it's a very loud noise, and that then allowed us to clear the scene and have fire come in and treat those that were suffering from gunshot wounds.
Is the shooting here and the shooting in that central business district, are they connected at all, do you know?
Yeah, we cannot tell at this time. Too early for us to know.
Do you know if the victims in that shooting are what is their condition?
I don't know specifically their condition right now.
What is going to be happening next over the next couple of hours?
So we'll process the scene. Of course, we're going to be looking for any camera footage we have. Of course, the officer is wearing a body-worn camera. We're going to want to look at that. Obviously, interview the officer, interview witnesses that were here when this happened. We know that a lot of people left the scene that may have seen something. And we're looking for any witness statements that we can get. So if somebody has something, if they have video footage, something on their phone, of course we'd want to use that to see if we can ascertain exactly how this event evolved.
Now,
I have a question.
I spoke with somebody who was working the door, Mr. Pitiful, and he said that he heard 15 to 20 rounds. It sounded like a pack of firecrackers going off. Do you guys know how many rounds were fired at this point?
No, I don't know. I don't know. That sounds accurate from other accounts that we're hearing that it was in the range of 15 to 20 rounds.
Was it just one suspect you guys have in this shooting right here?
We only know